What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are going to be diving into the Sinnoh Cup. Now, for today's team that I built, I have Empoleon, Drifblim, and Staraptor. The Empoleon and Drifblim make a fantastic duo core, given that they cover each other's weaknesses very, very well. And Staraptor there on Safe Swap is very spicy. It has access to Wing Attack, Close Combat, and Brave Bird, so we might just see some booms. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, getting into the first battle here, we have Frostlass on the lead, something very common that you guys are going to see, but what's great about Empoleon is you can easily win this matchup if you want to go into the 2 shield. So we're going to go ahead and shield the first charge move right here. It's most likely going to be a Shadow Ball, which is great. That does a lot of neutral damage to us, and they decide to swap into Toxicroak. So in order to give us even shields right here, I'm going to go ahead and throw the Dropek, as it will be doing super effective damage. We're also going to go straight into Drifblim right here. With the Ghost Flying typing versus Toxicroak, we will be resisting all of the moves. Now, Sludge Bomb is still a very powerful charge move here from Toxicroak, but it doesn't do too much damage because of our typing. We're also going to go ahead and throw Icy Wind right here. We're going to undercharge it a bit so it doesn't do as much damage. That way we can farm down Toxicroak with Hex and have loaded energy for whatever they have in the back. Obviously, we can still threaten Frostlass with our Shadow Ball, and whatever they have in the back, we might be able to get off some Icy Winds. So we can survive because we debuffed and it is resisted, and we're just going to farm down and be at basically max energy right here, which is beautiful. They do decide to bring in Drapion, so we're going to go ahead and go for Icy Wind right here. You can look in the top right for the typing, and then they decide to swap into Frostlass, so I'm going to go ahead and go for Shadow Ball now. Thankfully, we had all of that energy. I'm also going to, oh, it lands, boom, and then I forgot that first one landed. We're just going to bring in Empoleon here and basically close out this game. Crunch is obviously going to hurt. It's going to do neutral damage, but you don't necessarily have to shield the first one, as you're got to be concerned about the debuff that it could give you. Plus, they could have Aqua Tail shield baited right there. But we're just going to go ahead and go for Hydro Cannon now. Get this shield and look to close this game out. I think I am going to go ahead and decide to bring in Staraptor to close it with a little flex right here. It's going to be risky, but I think we can do it. We're going to bring in the Staraptor. We're going to go for Wing Attack. I'm going to try to get to that close combat if I can, even though it is extremely low. Obviously, need to shield right here. Don't want to get hit with any charge move, and it is going to be the Crunch, which is fine. And then we should be able to get to the close combat, which we do, but they decide to surrender right before I could throw it. So that's okay. Good game. All right, moving to the next one, we have a Drapion on the lead. Somewhat of a neutral matchup right here. We got to be concerned about the crunches later on, but what's great about our steel typing here is resisting those fast moves. So they're going to go ahead and throw. I'm not too worried. We're not going to shield the first crunch, but it's actually a Sludge Bomb, which really helps us out because we're going to be resisting all of the moves. They also swap into Toxicroak right here, so I'm going to go ahead and swap into Drifblim. Notice how in game 1 I threw the Dropek. That's because I was at a shield disadvantage, right? I shield the first Shadow Ball. In this case, I didn't need to throw the Dropek because I can keep 2 shields versus their 2 shields and still come out on top right here versus Toxicroak. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did before, throw the Icy Wind, hard farm down. Don't really need to worry, as one more Sludge Bomb is not going to be enough to take us out. That's what's great about Drifblim here versus a lot of the Toxicroaks you guys are likely seeing, is it does very, very, very well at countering it, along with Gastrodon as well, which is pretty common. We are going to see Empoleon now come in, which is still going to be tough to deal with, but I think we have the right answers. We're going to go ahead and go for Shadow Ball right here. We get a shield. I'm going to try to get to one more Shadow Ball, but I don't in time. That is unfortunate. Now, they did have, I believe, Drapion on the lead. So we're going to go ahead and come in with Staraptor right here. Empoleon is basically going to be my win con. And in this situation, I can basically shield right here, shield one Hydro Cannon, and overload a bit on energy, as close combat is going to be absolutely booming both Drapion and Empoleon right here. Drapion's going to take neutral, but we're going to build up just a little bit, very close to one more close combat right there. We're going to go ahead and throw the first one. This should be getting the shield from my opponent, but they let it go. Boom! Take it out right there, and we do see Drapion come in, so we're going to go ahead and go for the next close combat. Our switch clock is up as well, so we're going to go ahead and fast swap right into Empoleon with our Hydro Cannon that we saved because we didn't need to throw it against Toxicroak in order to win that mid-game matchup. So we do land the Hydro Cannon and Waterfall down, and that is going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. All right, moving to the next one, we got Empoleon versus Drifblim on the lead. Something common, again, you guys are going to be seeing. What's dangerous about this matchup, though, is if they Icy Wind you continuously and then land a Shadow Ball, so you got to be careful. We're going to go ahead and shield, though. They did build up the Shadow Ball, and I'm going to respect it, but it was just an Icy Wind, which is unfortunate. But thankfully, Waterfall is still doing a ton of damage. We're going to put more pressure on shields right here. I at least want to get this into the 1 shields, and let's see what we can do. So we do get a shield right there, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and throw another one right away before they try to get the Shadow Ball. That way I can get myself shield advantage if need be, or we win lead. We win lead, which is beautiful. So we do see them bringing Gastrodon, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in Staraptor. Now this is a tough situation as Body Slam right here is doing a lot of damage, but we do see a Gliscor come in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go straight for the Brave Bird. Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, will it land? No, it won't. They shielded it. Obviously, they could see that coming a mile away, so we're going to go ahead and let the Night Slash go through. Night Slash is going to do a lot of damage because we just did a Brave Bird. Staraptor is extremely weak. I got you there earlier, didn't I? We're going to go ahead and bring in Empoleon and hard farm down. Now, they threw that a bit quick, but I will just go ahead and shield just in case. It is going to be a Night Slash, which is fine. I should have read that it was just going to be Night Slash, but I think I can farm down. But unfortunately, they do get to the charge move. Now, they have Gastrodon in the back and we have Drifblim, so it's going to be a good game either way. My opponent does not know that, but we're going to go ahead and throw the Hydro Cannon here. This does a lot of neutral damage because of that water ground typing of Gastrodon, and then we're going to swap straight into Drifblim. But they decided to throw the charge move right here, which is fine by me. But Gastrodon only having access to ground and normal type moves, that being Mud Slap, Body Slam, and Earth Power, is going to do no damage to Drifblim, so we will take that one, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, moving to the next one, we have Probopass now on the lead. A tough one to deal with, but they decided to swap into Frostlass, which we can win again. And I can't really swap out into anything. Both Probopass and Frostlass do well against my backline, so it's going to be up to Empoleon to really carry the team on his back right now for this battle. So we're just going to go ahead and get that shield, and then I will go into double shield right here and keep Empoleon very healthy for whatever they have in the back. I will double shield. Doesn't matter if it's Avalanche or Shadow Ball. I'm shielding and farming down. I am keeping Empoleon alive, and I will sacrifice Staraptor if I have to in order to win this game. So we're going to go ahead and shield the next Shadow Ball, completely farm down. Like I said, Waterfall is a beautiful fast move in this meta, and they decided to bring back in Probopass, which tells me they're very weak to Empoleon in the back, and thankfully we have so much energy from farming down that we should be getting a shield right here and being able to land the Hydro Cannon. Now, Probopass might just be able to survive this, so it's going to be very dangerous if it does, as it can get to a charge move. We're going to go ahead and swap into Staraptor, and they decided to swap into Drapion right here, and we will just go ahead and go for the Brave Bird. I was curious why they didn't bring in Drapion versus my Empoleon, but honestly, Empoleon did so well against their whole team. It's kind of tough for them to deal with, so we're going to overload a bit on energy and go for a close combat, actually, in this situation. But thankfully, Staraptor is so glassy that once you do throw the close combat, boom! We're so low that one spark is basically going to take us out, and they do decide to surrender. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, we have Empoleon now versus Skuntank. We have a positive matchup right here, and they decide to swap into Toxicroak. So again, we're going to bring in the Drifblim. I noticed a lot of Toxicroak safe swaps in the back, which is what Drifblim lives for. It lives for coming in, hard countering it, and absolutely loading up on energy. Now, Skuntank is nothing to look over. You cannot sleep on a Skuntank. It has access to very strong moves for this meta: Crunch, Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, so it can be very deadly against my Empoleon if it gets a lot of energy. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to fully farm down before they got to another Sludge Bomb. That would have been very nice for me, but we will tank that Sludge Bomb, which is fine. And we're going to go ahead and go for Icy Winds if we do see that Skuntank come back in. But what's going to be tough is it's going to be able to farm us down. That's the dangerous thing. We are so low right here, which is why I was saying I was kind of annoyed that we didn't take out the Toxicroak, that they can actually farm us down for energy. So I might be considering going into Staraptor right here just to get ahead and stop them from farming me down. But honestly, when I did this battle, I just really let it go through because I was reading another fighter in the back, and I didn't want to lock in my Staraptor there. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Empoleon, and we do see a Gastrodon come in. Now, This is a good call by them, as Drifblim is the hardest counter basically to a Gastrodon and a Toxicroak, and there's no way it's going to stay alive to take out both. So we go ahead and tank a Body Slam right there, but this is going to be very dangerous. I need to get to 2 close combats, but they do get to the charge move. So I'm going to go ahead and shield right here. This is going to stop that Body Slam, and then we're going to have to go for double close combats. I'm letting them try to farm me down as much as I can before, get myself as low as I can before, unless they bring in the Skunk Tank, right, if they decide to let this go. But they decided to double shield, which I didn't really see coming, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the next one before I go down to Mud Slaps. And then it's going to be up to Empoleon in order to close this game out. We still have 1 shield, and they are going to commit to the Gastrodon farm down. So Empoleon right here is going to have to come in. We will have to shield, and hopefully their switch clock is not up. It is going to be a Body Slam as well, so this is going to be a very close race, but thankfully Waterfalls are doing enough damage where we take it out, and now we can go for the Hydro Cannon in order to win this game, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played to my opponent. I kind of thought they might let the Gastrodon go down and farm down with Skunk Tank to have double charge moves, but that's alright. Moving to the next one, we got another Drifblim here on the lead. So let's see how this goes. Same situation as before. Make sure they build up to Shadow Ball. If they do, we will shield, and we're going to go ahead and see that they are definitely well overloaded on energy. And I believe they are at 8 hexes. I could be wrong, but when I did this battle, I remember thinking they're at 8. So I'm going to go ahead and shield right here. And if they do 2 more hexes, it's going to be another Shadow Ball. So this was a Shadow Ball. Thankfully, that was a good shield on our end. And this is looking to be another one. So this is going to be 10 hexes. It's 5 hex, 2 Shadow Balls. So we're going to go ahead and shield. And it was another Shadow Ball. That's fine. We will commit to the farm down, but they decide to swap into Empoleon, which is definitely very tough for me to handle. As Empoleon, I have no hard counters in the back to an Empoleon. The only hard counters I have is charge moves, right? Close combat, Shadow Ball, etc. So we are going to go ahead and swap into Staraptor to catch the charge move right there. As I'm reading, they might just have maybe like a Bastiodon in the back or something. So hopefully I can get to the close combat in time, but Waterfall is just absolutely chunking me. So this is not looking good. They also have 3 Waterfalls, I think, right here, which means only 2 more, and I don't think my own Waterfall is going to do enough damage, so I'm going to have to soak it here on Drifblim. Yeah, 2 more, and they get to another Hydro Cannon, so this is going to be a very close game. I'm reading, I'm praying that there is a Bastiodon in the back, and then we go ahead and farm down. Now, our switch clock is not up, unfortunately, but we're going to go ahead and try to overload a bit on energy, go for an Icy Wind right here. If this does get the shield, we might look to try to swap into our Empoleon, but it's not up yet, which is unfortunate. They do get to the Icy Wind in time. So now, let's see how this goes. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Empoleon. They swap in Lucario, and we got to go for the Hydro Cannon. Both Drill Peck and Hydro Cannon are neutral because of Steel Fighting, so we're going to go for the Hydro Cannon, and it's not enough, so Lucario punches us down, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. The Empoleon safe swap caught me off guard right there. I didn't have an answer for it. Alright, so we got an Empoleon Mirror right here. So in the Mirror match, you want to be going for Hydro Cannons, as both Hydro Cannon and Drill Peck are resisted, but Hydro Cannon does more damage. So what we're going to be doing right here is trying to build up to 2. They go ahead and throw the charge move, which is fine. I'm going to let this go. I want shield advantage, especially if I'm going to be facing off against something that's going to be countering my flyers in the back. That way, close combat hopefully can do something. So we're going to go ahead, go for the Hydro Cannon right here. They decide to shield, and we do 1 more Waterfall, and we do get to the Hydro Cannon now. So I think we have actually the same attack, because I lost CMP on the first one, but I won CMP on this one, which is always good. And they threw the charge move, which is beautiful right here. We can let this go. We're going to come in with Staraptor. I would like more energy on Staraptor if I can. That way I can also clear debuffs if I need to with Close Combat and Brave Bird. We have 2 shields to 1 shield on their side. Let's see how this plays out. We are going to see a Bronzong come in, which I was not expecting, but alright, we're going to go ahead and go for Close Combat here. It's going to do neutral damage because of that Steel Psychic typing, and then we're going to swap straight into Drifblim right here, start getting ahead on energy. We do see that it's actually a Drifblim Mirror, which is perfectly fine. We're going to go ahead and go for the Icy Wind. That way we're lowering their attack right away, because hexes are going to add up in this situation, and it still does super effective damage. So we're going to go ahead and shield ourselves. I can give up 2 shields right here. I don't think Bronzong is too close to a charge move. I think it might be 2 fast moves away, but I'm just going to go ahead and commit to the farm down. I could throw energy, but honestly I need the energy to throw charge moves versus Bronzong in the back. So we will shield again, fully farm down, as a Shadow Ball, even though we are debuffed from Icy Wind, will be enough damage to take out the Bronzong. So we're going to go for Icy Wind first, just to try to get that shield bait, right? Draw that thing out and debuff them at the same time, and we do get it. So we're going to go ahead and now go for the Shadow Ball, and that is going to be a good game, very well played, as this does super effective damage, even though we were debuffed. Boom, takes out the Bronzong. So good battle to my opponent right there. And that was, I believe that was the last battle. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This team was a lot of fun, kind of spicy. I think Empoleon and Drifblim are going to be very, very common core that you guys do see. But Staraptor there, I wanted to try it on Safe Swap, and I think it did all right for me today. We saw some nice Brave Birds and close combat. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.